Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle one of those super tricky little spots in English grammar that can really trip people up. We're talking about when to use a verb with ing versus when to use to plus the verb. You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, let's get it all cleared up, once and for all.
So let's start with a classic example. Take a look at this. Alex gave up watching the TV show, or Alex gave up to watch the TV show. They might both sound kind of okay, but I promise you, only one is right. And by the end of this little explainer, you're not just going to know which one it is, you're going to know why. So stick with me.
All right, let's dive into our first big rule. We're going to look at some specific words and phrases that are pretty much always followed by that ing verb form. This is a good one to lock into your memory. Okay, so here's the deal. Think of this in two easy-to-remember groups. First, you've got your phrasal verbs, things like end up, keep on, or give up. Whenever you use one of those, the very next verb almost always gets an ing. And the same thing goes for those common phrases with have, like have fun or have a hard time. Let's see what that looks like in a real sentence. Check this out. I ended up buying the red sweater. See? The phrasal verb here is ended up. So the action that comes after it, buy, has to change to buying. It just sounds right, doesn't it? I ended up buying. Once you get the pattern down, it really starts to feel natural.
And here's one from that second group. The key phrase is had fun. And because it's one of those have phrases on our list, the verb that follows, swim, turns into swimming. You can even ask the question, what did they have fun doing? They had fun swimming. See? Super simple.
Okay, so we've got the inging side of things. Now let's flip the coin and look at the other side. When do we need to use the infinitive form? To plus the basic verb, like to eat or to sleep. Now the big secret here is something called the passive voice. Don't worry, it sounds more complicated than it is. Just look for a be verb, like is, are, was, or were, paired with one of these verbs here. So if you see was told or were allowed, that's your signal. The next verb is going to be to plus the base form. Let's break this one down. Who's the subject? The children. But they aren't doing the telling, right? They are receiving the order. They were told. And what were they told to do? They were told to be quiet. That we're told structure is the key that unlocks the to be. It's a perfect match. Let's look at one more, just to really let it sink in. Darren was allowed to invite a friend. Again, Darren isn't the one giving permission, he's the one receiving it. He was allowed. And that passive structure signals that we need to use the to form. He was allowed to invite a friend. It's a really, really reliable clue. Okay, you ready for the really cool part? This is where English gets a little sneaky, but it's fascinating. There are some verbs that can take either the ing form or the to form, but, and this is a huge but, the meaning of the sentence completely changes depending on which one you choose. We're going to focus on regret and try. But just so you know, this happens with other verbs too, like stop. Let's start with regret. If you regret doing something with ing, you're looking back in time. You're feeling sorry about a past choice, like Chris regretted telling them the secret. That happened in the past. But if you regret to do something, that's totally different. It's a very formal way to deliver bad news right now. It's like a professional announcement. I regret to inform you. So one is about the past and one is about the present. The verb try is another one of these chameleons. If you try with an ing, it means you're just experimenting, giving something a go to see what happens. He tried baking bread. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. But if you try with to, it means you're making a real effort to accomplish something that might be difficult. You should try to arrive on time. That implies it might be a challenge. So just remember, experiment versus effort. That's the core difference.
All right, enough of me talking. We've gone over the rules, now it's your turn. Let's do a quick check to see how you're doing. I'll show you a sentence and you pick the right answer. You ready for this? Okay, here's our first one. We kept on walking or to walk. Take a second. The correct answer is walking. Why? Because keep on is one of our phrasal verbs, and that's our signal to use the ing form. If you got that one, fantastic. All right, how about this one? I was told being or to be here at 9. What's your gut feeling telling you? The answer has to be to be. Remember that passive voice rule? Was told is our big clue. It's a passive verb, so it needs to be followed by to plus the verb. Okay, last one. You've got this. I'm having trouble hearing or to hear you.
Which one sounds right? It's got to be hearing. That phrase, have trouble, is on our list. It's always followed by ing. See? You're totally getting the hang of this.
That was awesome work. I know we covered a lot in a short amount of time, so before you go, let's just do a lightning-fast review of the key things to remember.
So here's your little cheat sheet. Bottom line, phrasal verbs like give up and phrases with have like have fun, they take the ing. Those passive verbs like was told, they need the to form. And you got to watch out for those tricky verbs like regret and try because the meaning totally flips. Oh, and remember that very first question? Alex gave up watching the TV show. Now you know that's correct because give up is a phrasal verb. See? It all connects. I really hope this cleared things up for you. If you found this grammar explainer helpful and you want more lessons just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're always putting out new stuff to help you feel more confident and really master English. Thanks so much for joining me today.